All right, there we go. Hello, everybody. Uh, there we go. I'm making myself a little bit louder. All right, hi. How's it going? I'm Eric. Welcome to the Savage Tide, a third, like a fifth edition remix of a third edition Adventure Path. This is episode 13. I'm Eric. I'm your host, game master. Uh, I don't know, captain of this ship. That is this stream. So I just want to do a quick apology for the audio quality for some of us. It's going to sound a little bit like everyone's going to be on a cell phone today. That's because I have to reinstall my some audio codec stuff. You don't have to worry about it. But it's definitely doable. And yeah, I'm the dungeon master. My pronouns are he or they.
I'll unmute myself eventually. Hi, I'm Katie. My pronouns are she, her. I play Finian Cragwolf, a cleric of Istis, who likes to get lost.
Yeah. Quirk.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, Dempsey.
I wasn't aware. Hi, I'm Dempsey. I play Quirk Monto, a half-orc paladin now, and the cursed champion of Istis.
Hey, I am Proristata. I play Daquan Blacksail, Storm Sorcerer, and I'm here to look fresh and bring the drama on the sea.
You do both those things very well.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm Kelsa. My pronouns are she, her, but I am playing Bajko, whose pronouns are he, him, just to make it all confusing for y'all. And I have a cat. Good cat, meow on command.
Perfect. Perfect cat.
Next.
Cat's an actor.
Wow, that cat did meow exactly on command.
I know.
Awesome. Did everybody roll their d6 for their inspiration thing today?
Oh, no, I sure didn't.
I did.
So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, we still do inspiration in like you know, as the book says. We still have divine favor. So if you're a fan of the Greyhawk channel, we still do all of that stuff. But just a way to make it a little bit more fun for characters, make it a little more fair. Inspiration always works like this. Everyone starts with inspiration. You can only hold inspiration once. But if you ever spend your inspiration, aka like before you do a roll, you can go ahead and try to get it again by accomplishing what's called an objective. And objectives are a table of 6 things that we all work together to come up with for our characters, and they're all like little action things. And if you've seen the previous episodes, you kind of have heard a little bit of them before. But rather than hear an example, how about just hear the actual objectives from all of the characters? So let's go around one more time and tell what everyone's objectives are today. Katie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. Mine is bear witness to an act you genuinely consider a miracle by Istis.
Whoa. It should be pretty easy with the cursed champion of Istis.
I also believe everything's a miracle. Just so oh, it's a miracle I didn't get lost.
I don't know if that was going to happen, though.
Oh, yeah. Mine is, during a fight, make sure others are watching to ensure they witness your destined fame.
Awesome.
And mine is what I got last time. Totally over embellish a story because you can't help it. That should just be my go-to.
This is the one that I've been waiting for, and it makes more sense now that we're no longer going to be in Sazerain. Describe how the current situation wasn't nearly as hard as growing up in Shadowshore.
Nice. Okay, yep. Awesome. So where we last left off is our ship is getting ready to leave Sazerain and pursue any sort of updates on our nemesis, Vanthus Vanderborn. Josh, aka Daquan, has put out some feelers to their old captain friend, the pirate captain we saw earlier, Desolate Pearl, on the forward horizon. For some deals to be made about maybe like teaming up together, sailing the seas, because the seas are kind of scary right now. The Scarlet Brotherhood is definitely a big, huge force. The Crimson Fleet is another one. A lot of like red, evil ships, groups, I guess. Scarlet Brotherhood is a known group for slavers, as well as pirates, and just kind of assassins and just bad people. I won't bore you with the lore of those faction groups. That's for Shane and everyone else to go into. Rather, just know that they're a bad deal, and it means that safety in numbers kind of stuff. Also lets you hunt better, right? Wolf pack kind of thing. Yeah. So, anyways, I made Daquan roll a d12 earlier because I'm using a bastardized form of Matt Koval's Stronghold and Followers rules. We're using the pirate ship as sort of our keep for this, and so I'm going to start the show today is the Desolate Pearl and the Forward Horizon are here, and they're gifting you a group of light infantry that are sort of like a group of Marines kind of that help with your crew and for fighting, because you asked to team up with them, so they're giving you a bunch of greenhorns. You didn't roll that well, so that's what you get. They are called I gave them the Bull Sharks as their name. It's a group of, let's go with, what do the dice say? 13. There's 13 of them. They are approximately, let's say like 10 HP, AC like 13, do 1d6 with a spear or javelin, something like that if we ever needed to. So they're fine, but they help you with all of your rolls, and they're trained in their knots and sailing checks.
Nice.
Water vehicles checks that we need. Okay, so yeah, so they're giving you the Bull Sharks. So that's your crew, as well as some passengers on the ship here. We know about Rowan. We know about Colta. I want to know if you guys will be tacking on anyone else on. Oh, and also, what's his name? The dude hiding.
Oh yeah, our
Not Belina,
alchemist guy.
Yeah, your alchemist friend.
I don't remember his name. That's blank. I'm blanking on that.
Yeah.
I have no idea who you're talking about. I have no idea who this guy is.
The guy who, you remember when I killed a rat in his store, and it was
in Shadow
It was
Shore?
like a special rat.
they were like watching him, and he was all like
You
scared.
went to him
He
for
was, like, freaked out.
poisons,
Yep.
and then you and me,
The poisons that I remember now. That's what.
and
triggered
then
that.
then Bajko and Finny came back to the ship, like drunk off their asses.
Yup, we had a party with
Yeah,
Bashko's family.
it spooked the shit out of the guy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. I want to know though, how about, since Dempsey wasn't here last week, how about everyone just do a quick little recap of what happened? Somebody.
No.
Bold of you to
I'm
assume
so
I
lost.
remember anything.
Otherwise, I could do it. but-
Much like Bajko, I got really drunk, and now I don't remember anything else
Okay.
about it. No, most importantly, when Bajko was with his family, he got the familiar stamp of approval for going on this revenge quest, symbolized by getting a septum piercing of a bone through his nose.
Finian and Lavinia basically broke up.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
It was very sad.
Your dream girlfriend just never.
I was
took
kind of
out.
hard for that one, but you know how Eric feels about me and smooches.
Yep.
Look.
No smooches.
He won't let me have them.
You didn't want to engage in a romantic relationship while you were still in a
Professional.
financially binding contract of now that has ended, you can be free to.
She told us to come see her after we kill Vanthus.
Vanthus.
Vanthus. God darn. Blah.
Vanthus.
So then I'll make my move then.
Yeah. It's just not meant to be right now.
Hey.
Two ships passing each other in the night. We bought supplies.
Daquan went and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy some poisons," and the poison guy was like, "I can't really do that."
Me and
Much of that.
Bashko got talked to by the detective. Victor?
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Detective guy.
I just looked at my inventory and I have a magic card for him. I was like, what the fuck is that? This is magic card for Victor.
I'm glad you wrote that down because I totally forgot.
And he genuinely seems like a good dude who just wants everything to be good in Sassarin, so we trust him. Or Finian trusts him.
Hmm.
Yeah, be fine.
I think that was it. Like, those were the big points.
And then, like you said, we've got the two.
Rowan and
My husband.
Colta.
Yeah.
Colta.
Yeah.
They're on the boat as well.
They were engaged. Did they actually get married before coming on the ship? Is that what happened?
Yep.
Okay.
Man.
No, they were
I was-
engaged. They're not technically married yet. Sorry.
Okay. I was
but-
confused on that.
Yeah, but because of the j'accuse of accusing her of being part of the Thieves Guild and the Big Guild's debate of that, they're both going to decide. It's safest for them to leave the city, and they want to help you find Vanthus.
Yeah, and
That's
they
what-
paid me
Yeah, and they paid you.
2,200 platinum pieces each.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's nothing to
That
them.
was a lot. It was good.
It was.
Maybe.
Why am I a pirate? It's a lot for a pirate.
Well, it's because it's a lot for. It's nothing to a noble. They're noble born. Like that's
True.
being in. Yeah. So
Just seems to have that money on them on my ship.
yeah, they're gonna go kind of into protection. Cool. I want to know though, is there anyone else that you'd be interested in looking? Like, would you be posting up things about looking for passengers for a fee or anything like that, or would you be okay? To give you an idea of logistics and stuff like that. So just for your crew and yourselves, you're like, you have about half, or let's say, yeah, like let's say 3 out of 6, right? Like in terms of like cargo space that's kind of available right now, because 1 out of 6 is like repair supplies stuff. 2 out of 6 is bedding and stuff for you, and then 1 out of 6 is that, and then 1 out of 6 is crew space and crew logistics. Oh no, I guess that means 1 more needs to be food and supplies for everybody, right? So actual ship wood and stuff for repairs and maintenance is 1. Yourselves is 2. What did I say? Crew is sleeping in their quarters and stuff is 3. 4 is just food for everybody, and so then you have 2 out of 6 remaining. For ideas here, you could either buy more supplies, you could take on another set of like passengers and stuff as an option for those 2 extra spots for money. You could take on supplies and try to sell them somewhere. Or you could leave it open for if you want to go claim some booty and stuff like that. If you want to go capture some ships, that's an option too. But the idea here is that you're right now, the size of your ship and the way it's set up, you kind of have a third of it remaining for how you want to do stuff. Also, as far as like weapons and arms on your ship, you have your Marines, right? You have the bull sharks that could help you out. However, your ship does have placements for either 2 ballistas or 1 light catapult, but you do not have any weapons like that on your ship so far. Currently,
Do we have any cannons?
no, or it could also hold a cannon. But to get a cannon, you need to go to certain places to get one of those.
Daquan definitely wouldn't personally have been posting for people, but that's just him. And he's probably looking at like getting weaponry and like just eyeing the space for just for loot. We were also supposed to meet my pirate friend at the script on location at some point. If you
Yeah,
care.
Desolate Pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I kind of like hand waved and passed that. That's how you got the bull sharks right now, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
was there anything else you wanted? Like, should we like zoom in on that and let you like we're meeting
No,
on the ship or?
I remember I did a roll, I got like a nat 20, so I just wanted to like just reaffirm that in a narrative. That was
Oh,
all.
yeah. No, you guys are
Um,
working together, and that's
yeah.
why Pearl gifted you this set of green Marines,
Okay.
like as a kind of like your crew, and you're armed, because she felt kind of embarrassed that you don't have any weaponry on your ship, right?
Yeah.
She said that you should probably pocket away maybe like 1,000 gold or so, and head out to, I think it's called Fort. Before I said the fort's the wrong name of it, just give me 1 second. It's like Fort Blackrock or some shit. Blackwell. Fort Blackwell. It's about maybe if the winds are right, it's about a 2-week journey north. You guys are all in Jaclea Bay, which is currently the big bay where Sasserine is, and kind of like in the very bottom of it. Imagine like an inverted moon, so like a big old smiley face. How about this? Why don't I just be a clever person, and I'll just drag you to the sandbox map, and we can all see it.
What?
Sandbox map.
And all my dice are still sitting there on it, because that's funny. There we go. So these are the 2 ships, right? Desolate Pearl, Fort Horizon. This is the Jaclea Bay. If I move the map up a little bit, you see a little like castle ruin thing up there? That's Fort Blackwell. So you have to go from there to there. That's the trick. This map is I don't know what the scale is. It's just hella big. Okay, it's hella.
Oh,
It's
I.
hella leagues.
It's amazing.
Okay. Let's do it more like a point crawl, more of a general kind of idea. But the idea is this is what we can do. Maybe in the future, aka if I prepped more, I could make a giant ass hex grid vis-a-vis Tomb of Annihilation style. Mileage is not, the range stuff is not set up right. Okay.
I would have.
Who cares? Not me.
It's hundreds of miles. That's all you need to know. Hundreds and
I
hundreds.
would have renamed the ship.
Oh, you would have?
The Black Storm.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's bad luck.
Not for me.
Cool. So, yeah. So
It's
so
not for
we're
me
still
and my
doing-
god.
Yeah, we're still in Sasserine. We're still getting things prepped and squared away. So you're painting the ship again. That's fair. We already spoke about how you were getting things ready in Prime last week, so like that's totally fictionally appropriate. Yeah, so you have a bunch of people painting. Like, what does the ship look like now? I remember like the ship was made of like a nice like lighter wood color, and it had like a bronze like wyvern like what do you call it, ship head, as well as a little like scorpion wing like tail part for the wyvern in the back of the ship. Were you removing those, or were you replacing them with something?
I think I would have kept it, but I would have painted the ship black with tinges of red.
Right, because everyone knows red makes your ship faster.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
There are definitely
pirate
flames.
science.
There's flames painted on the side.
Yeah. Is it Is it
there's
like
there's an engine that bumps up and down in the water.
Is it like a pattern? Yeah. Is there like a pattern to the red and black at all that we should know? Is it like a stripe or anything, like a diagonal stripe, horizontal, vertical stripe, or is it like
I
Just
think
lightning.
is it camo?
Yeah,
like weird
yeah.
leather?
I think it goes along the trim just to kind of mimic like lightning and things like that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's more subtle than it's not like nose art of a plane or anything like that. It's more just like the subtle trim around it. Okay, cool.
Defo.
Yeah, I'm into it. All right. Yeah, so anyways, back to my original question. You have a third of your ship open for things. Do you want to leave it open and get some stuff? Do you want to do you want to bring try to find anyone who's going to Blackwell and get passage for that? Is there anything? What seems fair to you? Like,
I mean, unless there is
y'all gonna
some
have to make money for the ship, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless there's some like specific trade good that is, like our how do you say this? that we know sells well there, like is common to trade. Like I feel like just leaving the open space is probably our best bet.
That sounds like we need to do some market research.
I graduated college to never have to do market research again,
Right.
Eric.
So,
I graduated to get away from that.
well, we're not. This is the game that we're playing now. So, welcome back. This is why you went to college, all right, Katie?
God damn it.
Right.
Thought it was
we don't
free.
have to. So what I would say is that we don't have to get into like the nitty gritty of like we're not gonna like follow like commodity pricing of like we're not gonna. I'm gonna bust out anything that looks like a stock exchange chart, right? The general idea here, right, is just going to be it's kind of just like gathering information, right? You'd be going to the merchant halls, you'd be going to the guild halls, you would be kind of like seeing what's going up and going down, and kind of expecting what Fort Blackwell, which is a very large, sizable independent fort, would need, and you're kind of gonna have to do your best guess and anticipate there. The logic here is that it's not like you'll get it. I mean, you could get it wrong. The idea is that you'll always find something, but what you might find is actually maybe not what they need, or they might actually really need it. That kind of stuff, all right?
Okay.
Could
that it gives you a better return or not.
since we have some rich ass nobles here, could I convince them to pay for this since they want to come on board? This is part of them, like, since they're not going to be working on this ship and doing anything like that, they're happy funded.
What I would say is, like, obviously I don't want to say no, like a hard no, but they already paid you 2,000 gold.
So they kind of did.
They already did.
Fund it.
Like, is what I'm saying. So like they wouldn't. They don't. It would. I don't see how you could do that, right?
Look, I want more money, all right?
Unless you have another. Yeah. Unless I know. But like they already paid you the fee. They already agreed. That happened last. Like that's in stone from last session. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It was 200 each, so 400. Just so you know, it's not 2,000.
No, it was 200.
I thought it was platinum.
Oh, you're speaking in gold. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2,000 gold. It's 200 platinum. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Nobles change is gold. Okay. They don't
I
even
mean, that's
deal
my
with
change
silver.
now.
They don't even deal with it or copper. Ugh.
What's a copper? They
Yeah.
say.
Copper. That's what the pots are made of back in the kitchen, right?
But the servants use.
I mean, I think Finian would definitely like go to trading houses and stuff like that just to see what was going on. If that was something that like Daquan, or like even if she heard mention of like they had room that maybe they could sell stuff. Because I mean, she knows that you have to have money to keep the ship sailing.
I'm definitely seeing this happening in like the captain's quarters around like a big table, and all of us are just like around it, like discussing what to do.
With the big map spread out.
Yeah.
I think Finian would do that just because she would. But I think like it wouldn't be if she went and did it. She would come back with things that were totally weird.
Daquan would definitely come with you.
Like
I think
she would
all of
come
us
back
know
with,
not
like,
to let you go alone.
with like fossils and animal bones and shit. Like that's how she is. She's an anthropologist. I mean, that's like exactly her alley. She'd come back.
People
with stuff
love
that-
this.
Yeah, but it'd be like it'd be expensive to sell. Like we'd get them good money, but it'd be a very niche market.
Would I know since I know we're going to some kind of like offshore piratey place, what their like hottest trade stuff is, or?
Yeah, well, here's what you know about Fort Blackwell, right? So Fort Blackwell, you see it on the map. It sits on what's top of what everyone calls the Hook, which is sort of that big, huge jut that sort of separates Chiclea Bay from the Azure Sea. On top of there, this is an independent fort, which is very rare. Most forts that go down the coast of Amidio Jungle, which is sort of the big, huge peninsula here that we're going to be sailing around, they're all kind of run by the Scarlet Brotherhood, right? We already spoke about the Scarlet Brotherhood, how they're bad news bears. They're not like it's like Captain Harless from the explosions in Blood Cove in Blood Bay, right? That place, they're part of the Scarlet Brotherhood, right?
Okay.
Or
And
excuse me, they're part of the Crimson Fleet. I completely misspoke and made you all mess up. That's my bad. They're part of the Crimson Fleet. Forget what I said. Forget anything about that. That's all wrong. Scarlet Brotherhood. Well, we haven't met. They're just bad.
and this is where we're going to get weapons and stuff, right, for the ship. So
yeah, you absolutely could get outfitted for weapons up there.
So what I know, this personally, since this is a fort, they're generally gonna have like livestock and stuff. So maybe like spice, like spices, things that they can't grow themselves that they need to like import, could definitely be useful. Like spices, salt, maybe even some like alcohol.
Yeah.
Everybody always needs more alcohol.
Yeah. So if Finney wanted to like do the whole barter thing, Dacon would suggest that if wanted to do that as an option, because we could just offload there and then like move on.
Okay.
Cool. Let's go to the farmer's market.
Yeah. Well, okay, then go ahead and give me a this is probably because I mean, what does it look like? Is you're just like recalling this? I guess you're trying to just recall this. So this is probably just like maybe let's say this is like an investigation check or maybe perception because you're recalling it rather than investigating. Just do a quick perception check for me, Daquan. This is actually just like a recall.
Yeah.
Since I'm going with him, can he get advantage for me helping him?
How are you helping?
I mean, if we're going to the farmer's market, I'd probably be going around to each booth. The area where my museum is like businessy, so I would probably hear things that would go out like we would need for the fort. So I mean, I would probably go out and get some information.
Okay.
Start talking to people.
Yeah, let's set them up then. So before you roll, Josh, let's do this for you.
Mm-hmm.
So Katie, it sounds like you would be doing an investigation check to help, right?
Okay.
So if you can succeed on this, let's just do a simple investigation check. If you succeed in this, you confer advantage to
okay.
The day.
Nice.
Oh
hell yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Cool. All right, so you got advantage. Yep.
So, is this me finding the stuff, or is this me talking to the sellers? Because I would.
This is whether or not you're right.
Okay. Okay then. So advantage, perception, 20.
Oh
yeah, you are.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. You got your finger on the pulse of the markets. All right. Cool.
Daquan and Finney working together.
Awesome.
Who saw that coming?
I know, right? We're a competent team.
All right. So how much are you gonna buy?
You have to keep Finney on a leash.
You don't have to tell me how much you're gonna buy of like whiskey or spice. Just like you have once again, I'm abstracting it out to units of your ship. You have a third of your ship of it remaining. Are you just gonna fill the rest of it up with shit, or 1/6 of it, or what?
I definitely want to do so I know I get because these are going to be selling at a higher price because it's obviously a hot commodity, right? So I'm going to try and get the lowest price possible and sell them high. So I think I'm going to use that hold that is vacant, and I'm going to do half of it with spices and salt and things like that, and the other half with like rum, vodka and things like that. How's that sound?
Are we breaking this up as in like one of them is like a more of a lower commodity, and then you're also selling luxury goods too? Like we're doing like two different loads with two different yields, or we're doing all.
Yeah,
one thing?
so I definitely think the alcohol would be a lower commodity because they probably have their own moonshine. But I think because food needs to taste good, like spice is important.
Okay, then I need you to do one more perception check. Because this is representing, you're actually doing two rolls then, right? You're doing one is for the regular spices and goods, and the other one is for the higher end commodity stuff too. Katie's helps you for both of them.
Okay, nice. Just me and like Finny around a table, just like we should go here. Oh yeah, this is really good. It's a weird sight.
I mean, having a
Bold of you assume Finny eats any spice.
okay,
She's that white.
yeah. So you're having okay, yeah. So obviously the buy low sell high thing is happens here. The idea here is that let's say you invest about 1,000 gold into it for selling. Your expected return would be one like on a let's just so you understand sort of the scale of what I'm doing here. A 10 to fit like if you roll a 10 to 15, it would have been like 1.5 or like maybe like 1.25. I probably or maybe I'll just like roll a variable like a d5 real quick and get an idea of like 1 point whatever is your return. The alter like and so whatever that point whatever is your profit. But because you roll above a 15, I'm gonna roll another a variable between 1.5 and 2 times.
Okay.
The difference.
It sounds
so,
like math, Eric.
Yeah. So the idea here is your low end goods, you're gonna get 2 times worth. So you get 1,000 extra 1,000 on it, and then your the high end goods are gonna get 1.7.
Okay, cool. I'm totally gonna remember.
So
that.
I'll tell you when we actually get there. But like that's the idea, right? And this also works if you get less than 10 too, right? So I imagine it's like a scale of like that's your multiplier. That's what market research gives you.
Just nod and pretend I
My
understand.
college degree came in handy.
Yeah. The idea is that the idea is that you're able to read the markets. If you can read the markets, you can be there first with the goods and get the best price. But if you get there a little bit later, or you bring goods they don't actually want, you might get a little bit less for it, and that's the idea. So the question is never going to be like, do you actually get the spice to sell? Do you actually get the thing? The question is always, do you make a profit or not? Right. That's the part that really only matters.
Okay, and that's 100 platinum.
Yeah, it's going to cost you 100 platinum in terms of like buying the raw goods and stuff, right?
Okay, cool. Why am I a pirate?
This is the opposite of being a pirate. This is being a merchant.
I know. This is what I'm saying. It's like I think on the way back, like it hits Daquan and he has this like a moment with you, Finny, and it's like, why am I doing this? Is this?
What do you mean? We're getting money. We're getting goods to sell. That's what we're doing. That's why we're doing this.
I just did the thing I said I'd never do. Go to a farmer's market and.
You mean make an honest deal with someone?
Yes, I feel dirty.
She shakes her head and keeps walking.
When I betrayed everything I know.
Oh no, Daquan was honest once.
I think
only
if
once.
you don't mind, Daquan, if you don't mind, if you let me exercise a little bit of liberty on your character here, could it be possible that you kind of imagine there's a flashback to Silver Chef who went legitimate as well?
Yeah.
Remember, I'm a legitimate businessman and slicking his hair back, looking himself in the reflection of the bar where he got the information looking for Vanthus early, like way back, and you realize that the idea of going legit. Yeah.
It's a slippery slope. I look at myself like a
Slippery
reflection
slope
of
of legitimacy.
I see his face, and I'm just like, it can never be.
It sounds like going legit got him. So.
Do you enjoy being crooked? Like, do you enjoy being against the law?
Yeah, it's all about the freedom to pave your own way and not be constrained by society. Right, and do this whole in-house bargaining stuff where you just go out and take what you want and live by the sea.
Okay. Yeah, into it. Okay.
Shoot us.
Okay then. So then we got our supplies. Then I think we're gonna make it out to Blackwell, and try to get outfitted with some cannons. Right. So the idea is you're gonna basically be selling and trading these spices for cannons as we get out there. Okay.
Nice.
So then before we head out, I think there's going to be like there's got to be like an inaugural, like everybody gets kind of drunk, like everyone goes out before the thing goes out, right?
Yeah, definitely.
There's sort of like
Sure.
a last night last night before you gotta go, kind of thing. But I think Desolate Pearl and everybody will be joining you too, right?
Yeah.
It's probably like a tradition. It's like, in fact, it might even be religious in nature. There's probably like it starts with probably a sermon, or maybe it ends with one before you get on the ship. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? I'm not a pirate. You tell me.
I mean, Finny would, when she heard that this was happening, she would be like, I thought I did that last night. She
Oh yeah, no, you're getting dragged out. Everyone's getting dragged out. To jail.
I thought I did this already.
Consider the good news though is that you don't really have to pay for it. Daquan will pay for it because he's a shipmaster now, and this comes out of the ship's funds. This is a deductible expense.
We spent all the money on alcohol.
Good luck. I've got luck.
This is basically also kind of like how you get your crew, and like this is sort of like the sort of like, I mean, obviously you would have your crew regardless, but like the idea here is
camaraderie.
what do you call it? Yeah, camaraderie. It's a team building exercise. That's the word I'm looking for. It's team building exercise.
I just pictured Daquan in like the tavern or wherever we are. Give me your finest bottle of wine, and it's too expensive. Give me your $7 bottle of wine.
Right from the vineyard of Arkansas.
That scene from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yep. I literally just watched that episode.
7 silverest bottle of wine.
It's fucking great. I was like, you know what? Let's give me the cheapest stuff. Just put it in a fancy glass.
They'll never know.
You pay for the first bottle of good stuff, and then you
get them drunk on it.
Then you get them the cheap stuff to keep the buzz going for the rest of the night.
You won't be able to taste the difference anyways.
Yeah, by then you can't taste it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Daquan is definitely going ham.
Back in my day when I used to drink a lot, my touchstone of how I knew I needed to stop drinking was when the cheap beer started to taste good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna drink this Bud Light. Oh yeah, this is pretty good. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Bud Light good?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I've gone too far.
That was me, but with a Natty Light, because I'm from the South. So that's our national
Same
thing.
Thing.
Man, drunk stories. But Daquan is definitely going ham. You're definitely seeing like a more like lighter side. Like he has his flagon, he's grabbing people, singing all the sea shanties.
Yeah.
Like he's totally like going ham with all the.
Could you make a charisma saving throw for me? Let's just sort of like your literally like your charisma, like your charm here.
Yeah.
Outgoing today. It's not really a check. It's more of a just kind of like a camaraderie, carousing. So D20 plus your charisma.
Yeah, I'm gonna use.
You're proficient. You're proficient in carousing.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. I'm gonna use my advantage on this. Inspiration.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you are a captain. Yeah, like you are a captain. This is what you do. Right. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Everyone's happy and chipper. Nothing exceptional or extraordinary. But yeah. The first thing that I think is there anything else that happens over the night? Because this is sort of like the montage of everything goes well, right? And then we're gonna pick up the next day. But before we smash cut over there, is there anything else that anyone wanted to do? Anything? Korik, are you enjoying this stuff or?
Korik is Kork's a gloomy boy. He's very anime now, so he drinks some very, very hard liquor in the corner by himself.
Okay, yeah. So you're wallflowering this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every once in a while, Botchko comes over and makes sure that your drink is full, and like Routerly tries to get you to stand up and I don't know, like dance or whatever they happen to be doing at the time.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, and then he's like, all right, next time, buddy.
It kind of reminds me of like Parks and Rec, and you're like Orin in the corner, like the weird kid. Yeah, and like I feel like everyone, it's like everyone kind of like realizes and gives you like this space. Like you're, like everyone gives you it's not sure if it's respect or fear. Probably both.
Probably Botchko is the only one that doesn't.
Yeah, a lot. Like it's you have a really strong self-imposed like stay
Well,
back.
I
I
am
was like,
covered
yeah,
in
I will stay back. You are
skin
cursed and
now,
weird.
so.
Yeah. Okay.
Daquan is definitely getting reacclimated with Pearl.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell you this right now that's not gonna go anywhere.
What?
For now. You can say she's currently getting over somebody. You're
And
let's-
the
let's-
best
no, why
medicine.
am I making blanket statements? Let's go with this. She's currently getting over somebody. What do you do?
Yeah.
I go over. I would go over to her, because we've known each other for a long time. I was her first mate and whatnot. And I just kind of say, "What's got you down in the murky depths? Ain't like you to be moping. Have another one." I slide a frothy drink away.
Yeah. She cheers your glass of wine. You're afraid it almost breaks. Right? And she downs her mug and wipes the beer mustache from her face. She says, it's that damn Fleshwell.
Fleshwell.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know who that is or what that is?
It's a pirate. It's her date.
Oh.
I mean, you can pick it up. You can pick up that it's like, oh, it's a boy.
I'm just gonna be like, oh, this isn't about that thing I heard about a while ago.
No, that we made amends after that one. Water under the bridge and whatnot.
Oh, hi.
This time I caught him sleeping around with a gnome.
A
gnome.
No. Well, you know what they say, gnomes no.
No. And she just seriously shakes her head like, I just hate gnomes. She just hates gnomes.
Once you go gnome, you never go home.
Oh my god, good inspiration. I don't even care. Just get an extra inspiration for that.
Great.
Holy shit.
Great.
That's amazing. Oh my god.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Take it away. That's amazing. Yeah.
A gnome walks in.
Yeah. God damn.
I actually really hate myself for thinking of that.
That was outstanding, Katie. Yeah. So she lost her she lost her boy toy to a gnome, and she's tired of it, and so he's a scrub. She doesn't want no scrubs. A scrub is the guy who gets love from a gnome, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my god.
But she's done with it, and so she's just like kind of this is clearly a thing. Like she's gonna get over it. She's not like heartbroken forever. She's not gonna throw herself off a cliff like some weird fantasy, like romantic fantasy England thing. She's just like, it sucks, right? But it'd be fine. She's gonna get over it in a little bit, but like right now she's really kind of hating gnomes. Like, man, like what the fuck? She's like literally like what? Like, I'm attractive. I'm awesome. What a gnome? Well, you know what I mean? She's like, it's just that kind of thought, like him? Her, really? Like that kind of thing, like really? You cheat with that for me? Like I'm
not gonna lie. I kind of suspected. I didn't want to say anything when I knew, but he always seemed like the gnome type.
Yeah, well.
But what are you getting so down in the dumps for? You ride the most well-known dangerous ship and the strongest women I know. The storms don't crackle for you. You crackle for the storms and they listen.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're getting sweet on me.
Yeah. We've known each other a long time. Can I say?
She looks at you, stares at your eyes, looking for an intent. What are you trying to get here? Are you trying to develop a crush here?
Oh no!
Like this is something that's possible.
Daquan's just looking to like set the night off, basically.
Okay.
Not looking for anything like
right. Right, but what I'm saying here is that like you talking to her leaves her her eyes linger maybe a little too long. and make a. If you want a romantic chance long term for this to do something, then what I would say is make a persuasion check here.
You know what? I'm not away from it. Why not? See what happens with the
Be the
cards.
rebound you want to see
this
in
could
the
be the
world.
start. Yeah, I'm not saying like anything would happen right now. I'm just saying this would like oh yeah, like this.
Look,
yeah,
I do.
okay,
I never
totally.
fail. All right, I'm Daquan.
Don't see you're clutch roll right there. 24.
She wants to marry me right now.
No, not exactly, but her eyes. Yeah, no, her eyes do linger, and yeah, she looks at you. She's kind of got that smile thing, and she's gonna get you the next round, and yeah, then just carries on.
Nice.
It's amicable.
Yeah. It's amicable.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But she still hates gnomes. So like she that's what probably ends, right? She outlines to like fucking gnomes.
No. Yeah. The way it ends is Bochco comes over and slaps one arm over the shoulder of one of them and one arm over the shoulder of the other one of them and is like, "Have either one of you guys seen Finny? I think she's drunk." And then he passes out.
Yeah. Where is Finny right now?
Finny is sitting at the bar, slowly sipping like the sweetest alcoholic beverage you get, like maybe a Mai Tai or something, you know?
Okay.
A sea breeze. I don't know. I'm just drinking, thinking of what I drink, because I'm basic.
Hot toddy.
No, not hot toddies. I hate hot toddies. But she's been like, she probably woke up still drunk and is just like now hitting the hangover part of it. So she's just slowly sipping like hair of the dog.
Okay. Awesome. So then there's carousing. It's great until the next morning, and you guys are ready to go. There's no hangover. Y'all wake up real nice.
Awesome.
Cool.
Can't explain it. You don't really. I think unless someone says otherwise, I think it's kind of fair to say that right now we don't really. It's like the memories of walking back to the ship are pretty hazy. But you're able to make it just fine.
Yeah,
And,
who carried Bochco back to the ship?
Probably Cora.
I did.
He managed to make it. He managed to make it back last time, but this time,
But Finian was right there behind Court going, "Don't drop him, don't drop him, don't drop him." The whole time.
Even Bochco, you wake up with no hangover. The next day, you wake up and everyone's ready to go.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I also want to say as well, at some point during the night when Bochco was sleeping, I snuck into their room and I put their hand in like some warm water.
Daquan.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say is,
but yeah, I definitely think this is weird.
Yeah, when everyone wakes up, and you have a sort of sense of like, as the captain of this ship, you feel a little responsible. Like there's some sort of like as a captain, you are able to make sure here that like as the runner of this ship, everyone leaving today, whether this is a nice blessing from a god or your own will, and that I am a god, that the reason why your crew is so good is something to do with you running the ship.
Okay. Yeah, I think because my god is Procan, which is the god of the sea, storms and treasure and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Promethean god. I think like at the end of that night, he was like leading everyone in like a normal like Shanti like story of the sea. And just being like, if we die out there, we return to where we live, soul to soul, and that kind of stuff. So I think that's his typical kind of thing that he does. So I think he kind of chalks it up to that.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Let's chuck it up to that for now. And okay, then away we go. So what's going to happen here is for this journey, does anyone here want to be like, say, the navigator, or will it just be deferred to sort of like a default NPC kind of role, and then just ask one of you to roll it? Anyways, like, is one of like what I'm saying is one of you players is going to be rolling for these navigation checks. It could be an actual character. It could be like the crew doing it. But regardless, is that I don't want to be the one rolling. It'd be more fun if one of you gets to pick to be the navigator here.
Not Boschko.
I am proficient in navigation, by the way. It's part of my pirate background.
Yeah, this is like ship vehicle, maybe. If you don't have that,
Both.
then
I'm both.
You should be proficient.
As a pirate, yeah. Because a pirate, I get vehicle and like navigational tools, and I'm proficient in them. So if someone else wants to roll, I can assist them, right?
Yeah. No, it'd be navigation tools then. Okay, I'm so.
I mean, I think you should roll.
Yeah.
What stat? Because it never really says what stat these things go off of.
Let's say it's intelligence.
Okay.
How do you sail? Do you sail by what do you sail by charts and maps and analyzing? Do you sail by intuition? So intelligence and wisdom here.
Definitely intelligence. He's not the best of it. So I think knowing that to him, Finney is like the smartest person. And probably knows like a lot more about it as well, even though she has nothing on like physical hands-on practice. Probably gets Finney to help with it.
Okay.
Finney would be interested.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she. I know she doesn't know a lot about like the actual mechanisms and how the machinations and how this works and stuff, but I feel like she would have enough, being a nerd, would have enough general information about navigation, like about seas and stuff, but nowhere near like someone who actually does it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Practical experience. I think he's also teaching you as well. Just in this moment at the same time.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So what I would say here, so this is going to be also, we can do a couple things here on how this journey is going to work. Because it's about 2 weeks or so. This could be a good time for like downtime actions if we wanted to kind of look into how downtime works a little bit. So for example, things you could do: learn a skill. Being taught navigation is totally something that could happen, but you need someone to teach you. You could try to learn proficiency in a language that you don't have if you have access to something. That would make sense there. Otherwise, like, you know, when you get to shore, being like, I want to pick up a book on like, you know, some history of Goblinkind or whatever. I want to learn Goblinoid, or like, I want to learn the history of some other place. That's this way something you could do. You can even confer what I would say are like specializations. I know like this is kind of like a rogue thing, but like if, for example, Katie, if you wanted a bit history of something specific. We could like maybe figure out a way to like, hey, to do that, then you have to, maybe the first part would be researching where you can find the information to get something better, and you might be able to double your proficiency, is what I would say with something.
I would like to. I imagine 100% all that Finney brought it on this trip was like change of clothes and then a huge box of books.
Okay.
Literally, that's just Finney. So I would like to see that, you know, in downtime, she's poring over these books, trying to learn about that demon guy in the Pearl. Yeah, Amanibor. She's trying to learn about that.
Okay. Yeah, so that would be a, like, specifically, that would be like a demon specialization, or like abyssal, like religion abyss specialization here. What I would say is that your books,
because she speaks abyssal, so she could read it. At least she knew that she could do that.
Yeah. What I'm treating this as kind of like the scholars kind of like background benefit. Like this one, the books here won't tell you everything you need to know, but they'll tell you where you need to go to get information on this, right?
It's like the first step.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's do a quick I think this is investigation, right? You're reading over your books for information, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Investigation or insight. I think investigation, because the first step should probably be her trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah, but before we go any further with that, let's do your navigation roll first, right? Because that wasn't actually rolled yet.
Okay, cool. So advantage because we have do that. Boop. I crit. I never fail.
I hate you so much.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's smooth sailing.
The one person Eric can't rig will roll 20 against.
You hacked the Gibson. Okay. Yeah. No. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So today it's going to be smooth sailing out today. So let's go back to you, Katie, real quick. Let's talk about Finn. So Finn, you're doing some research here. You're investigating your books. You're peering over your books, looking for information of Aman-Ibor. To do this, you're going to go ahead and do an investigation check. And when you do investigation, thank you very much for the cheer, Avatar of Wrath. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Yeah. So let's go ahead and see what this is, and then I'll tell you information from there.
I'm going to use one of my inspirations.
Okay.
That I earned for that dumb joke.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation. 20.
Perfect. So I'm going to give you something and then some extra information here.
Okay.
You learn that Aman-Ibor is an old name for what was this is the name that it used before it adopted the moniker or epithet. What's the title? What do you call titles?
Moniker works.
Moniker, yeah. Prince of Demons. You know that. So you're looking. So you find that you're looking for information on Aman-Ibor, and it's coming up pretty low. But you do find these references of what they actually get translated to. And so your next step of wanting to learn more is that you know that this creature or this god goes by a different name now. Demogorgon.
God damn it, Eric!
So you want to look up? Yep, you gotta go down. That's what's going on.
I'm gonna go deeper.
Yep. Demogorgon, Prince of Demons.
Hate it so much.
And
you just hear Finian just get angry.
Yeah, well, you've almost sort of met them before, in your weird visions, and you've felt their presence. They are the creators of the Savage Tide, or creator. I don't know. They're two heads. They're one thing.
Yeah.
Creator.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And like when Saruman is flipping through the book, being like of fire and shadow, and like flips over and see the picture of a Balrog, right? There's like a sketch of like the shadowy, like two-headed mandrake lizard outline sketch of the Demogorgon in the book, and you're like, oh shit. Some things to know. You know that the Demogorgon is his affinity is for madness, reptiles, snakes. You also know that it is the one that swims in darkness. So a lot of like watery things are under their domain. Okay. You know they fight a lot for watery things with Dash. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me.
Oy vey.
I forgot that we have voiceover things. Yes. Hey, thanks for the subscription, other Doc. You literally scared me. I totally forgot that that's a thing.
That's what you get for killing him.
That's fair. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Awesome.
I mean, yeah.
I jumped for a minute.
That makes the best.
That's what you get, Eric.
It is. I deserve it. Oh, Jim.
Could I go deeper looking for information on the Demogorgon?
Yeah, but you know that you're not going to find it in mostly in these books that you have.
Okay, so I'd probably have to wait until like we get to the fort, maybe. And
exactly.
Gotcha.
So, you would know. Yeah. So what I would say is that there is a scholar by the name of Ural, right in chat.
Okay.
So he's a scholar and cleric of Hieronius, who's sort of like the god of like crusades and justice and stuff.
Okay.
And they would have information on like crusades against the Prince of Demons and that information. So
Okay.
you have to head over there when you get to Fort Blackwell.
Cool.
What's
cool,
everyone
cool.
else doing?
That's good.
I feel like Boschko spends like the first day setting up a little shrine. But that's not going to take all day. And so he probably is then going to go around trying to actually like learn how to sail. He wants to be useful.
You
So
said
probably,
sail.
I mean, like run the ship, tie the knots.
Yeah. Proficiency in vehicle stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Let's go with, that would be something like, I mean, let's just do a check, right? Let's do like a beginner's luck if it was Burning Wheel, right?
My
Okay.
least favorite thing in the world.
So it's navigator's tools or
Yeah,
I guess
so
it'd
this
be
would be a-
vehicles water.
Yeah, intelligence, vehicles, water. You're not trained in it.
Right.
That's
Wow.
6. Could you
Why is that on? Sorry, I didn't. Yes, and actually, it's a 5.
Oh, okay. That's also not great. Could you just roll a d6?
Yeah. Okay. I got 6.
Okay. Perfect. So here's the first couple. Here's an issue that happens. So you're training about rigging knots and some ropes. And so what your teacher is trying to get you to do something right, and you keep saying that it's not working right. There's some sort of like lashing ropes that kind of go around the deck that kind of like go like kind of like near the water, and they're telling you to like unhitch these things and pull up, and you're trying to like pull on them, and when you pull on them, they're supposed to like kind of give way, kind of like a little bit like a slip knot or whatever, and you're supposed to like redo it. But when you do that, it's like you pull back and you just can't, like it's stuck somewhere. And then your teacher's like, what the hell's going on here? And then you look down and you see that the rope has been caught on and what appears to be some sort of like set of like barnacles and some, you like clearly like skimmed across something in the water that looks to be like some sort of like either like part of like a carcass to something or like some kind of like debris, some sort of like weird plant or something. And it's totally stuck there, and someone has to go down there and clean that stuff out. And your teacher's going to look at you to be like, you're the one who's going to have to go down there and clean it. That's why. So they need your help to fix this shit.
Fine. All right. I mean, he's already not wearing a shirt. Let's just jump in the water. Let's do it.
This would be athletics.
Okay.
Or acrobatics. It's more of an issue of just like no, let's just do strength because you got to get this shit out of the way. While
Good,
you're like dangling off the side of the ship, and you're just kind of like kind of rappelled down and like cleaning out the shit so you can finish this rope.
There you go. 21.
Awesome. Cool. Cool.
I may not be good at this whole like knot thing, but oh man.
Yep. Cool. Then I just need you to make a Constitution check at advantage.
Constitution at advantage.
Okay,
Nat 20. There you go.
You're not okay. Yep. You're not sick from dealing with any of that stuff there.
Oh,
okay, cool.
Good.
Awesome. What about Dempsey?
Yeah. I think Korik wants Finny to teach him Abyssal.
I could do that.
As like a like a like getting to know your enemy better.
Totally.
Yeah, I imagine she just like brings out a piece of parchment and just has you write lines in Abyssal.
You have to.
It's like, what does this mean? And she's like, don't worry about it, just write it.
You have to learn cursive Abyssal because you're going to use it so much later in life.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the only Abyssal that Finny knows. She doesn't know how to like print Abyssal. She only knows how to cursive Abyssal. So
Abyssal is just the Webdings font.
Yes. Yes,
Or
it
Wingdings
is.
or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Wingdings.
Yeah, I think she would definitely help you learn Abyssal. Like you wouldn't. There's no way you'd be able to speak it fluently like she does, but I think she could teach you like any kind of phrases and words and stuff like that. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you just make some sort of like intelligence check or so to like as this is going?
Yeah. Why not? No.
15. Awesome. You avoid any complications as you continue your progression to learn Abyssal.
The best student. It's just sometimes you get a little, of the stuff on your skin on my books, and I don't like it. But besides that, you're good.
Yeah, my secretion.
Yeah.
Your secretion.
I also have this thing that I got from when we got those other magic items out of that chest. It's a fan-shaped token, a fan-shaped feather token.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure what it does yet. I haven't done anything with it.
Yeah.
It's just possession.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't require. It's magical. You can clearly know it's magical. However, it doesn't require attunement.
Cool.
Have you shared it with anybody?
No, I haven't. It's just been in my bag.
Okay.
I think maybe while I'm talking, while Finny's teaching me, maybe I like ask if she can like identify it for me.
Yeah. So Finny, there's a small token that looks like the shape of like a little like hand fan. So it's like it sits in your palm. It's almost like a size of a little seashell kind of thing, right? Like it's too small to use in your hand, but looking around on it, you can see there's little like what do you call it? What's the word for Aquan? I was like the language of Tritons. It's definitely an Aquan, like etched, symboled, magical token, but you don't know offhand. Can you make some sort of like either Arcana or some sort of history or some kind of check here? That maybe would help you understand what this could do without actually activating it. What do you say, Finny?
I'm trying to decide what I would do. I think I'll just do Arcana.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm scared that something bad's gonna happen. Oh no, nothing bad happens at all.
Not at all. Yeah. So this is what's called a feather token. This one's a fan. Don't you say you tell Quark that don't say the activation word, but that you can, like, the word is like gotta go fast. It's a fan token, and basically, if you activate it above deck on sails and stuff, it would give you a solid breeze. If you're ever in a storm crossing with bad crosswinds or headwinds, you kind of use it to help counter that. If you ever were like in a chase or whatever, you'd use it to pursue someone or get away. It's basically like nitrous, right? Like it's an additional little like wind in your sails. It's a one-time use thing. It can increase your ship's speed by a certain number of miles per hour. I don't really care, but basically for like a whole day, for 8 hours.
I think she tells Quark, like, don't tell Daquan that you have this. And then, when we really need it, impress everybody. That's what Finney would do.
Yeah. Quark like puts it like back in his bag, and he's like, okay, all right, good.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have as a sailor. Cool. Awesome. And then, Daquan, you did a navigation check, but want to do anything during your downtime here?
Yeah, I think the other thing I'm doing is I'm getting to my crew. Because I'm gonna have to try and find a first mate, bowsman, and I'm just seeing the capability of everyone, getting to know everyone. It's like I know they can hold their liquor and go down and seeing if anyone has hangovers and stuff, like from when we left off. And then if no one else has, then I'll probably like try and look into that. But just trying to get everyone acclimated to my command, make sure there's nothing going on, and I'll probably have a chat with Rowan and her husband to see what they're doing.
Right. Okay. So you come in on them, and they're currently talking. You can see that they have some sort of like folder or some sort of like scroll or whatever that they've been looking at. As you come in, Rowan quickly kind of closes it. But you can definitely picture and put together. It's some sort of like plans for a couple buildings. You could tell it looked like some sort of plans for some kind of like fort or tower, some sort of like stronghold kind of thing. And they're coming in, and then they say, Captain Blacksail, welcome.
Good morning. I would ask, but it clearly seems like I'm interrupting something.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to share?
We were just discussing how, speaking of being interrupted, we were just discussing how we felt like we did not pay for it last night. We don't mean by money, but in terms of our hangover.
Yes, I've heard tale of that happen sometimes on a crew out on a fervent journey. I'm going around and I'm trying to see if anyone else did.
Is this an auspicious thing or bad? We're not as proficient sailors as you.
I mean, going off against someone who seems to be creating mutant monsters is quite auspicious.
Very well, we'll defer to your judgment. But as to your first inquiry, and Kolta lets Rowan. Rowan, would you like to do the honors here? And Rowan, of course, hubby. And she kisses Kolta on the cheek, and we'll show out a little bit of the plans to you. And it shows you we've been discussing various fort structures, and you can see like there's like a couple different like diagram sketches on here and like what they could look like, and figuring out which ones would be defensible and stuff. Like, we think that wherever we end up landing, we will set up for a long time. And just wondering, out of any of these forts, which one do you think is the least formidable, the one we shouldn't look at anymore? And you said there's like 4 different versions here. Can you make it an intelligence or either something's off about this here, and something that you should notice that you would recall is that these sketches look like keeps you've seen before.
Perception.
Let's do insight. Let's do insight because you're reading into what they're actually asking you here, and what they actually were doing versus what they're telling you.
Okay, no more. 15.
Okay. You know they definitely have some ulterior motives from what they're talking about when they're asking you to pick the least one here. rather than like the best one.
Yeah. Which one's easily?
Yeah, that they're not just that. Yeah, I think what you're getting here is that they're not just looking for a plans to build. You think they're looking at like almost like attack plans or like heist plans.
So I look it over, and I find one, and not knowing this, I just kind of say, well, this one here seems to have weak masonry around the sides. If I was going in to occupy the place, roll it over, I'd simply go around, loosen that more and sneak in unbeknownst to the people at night.
Yeah.
Take what was needed. But of course, you wouldn't be doing that, would you?
No, not at all. Rowan says, "See, husband, we should totally let's just not worry about this one here as we're looking at different plans. Thank you so much for your expertise, Captain."
You're welcome.
She smiles. Yeah, you did exactly what she wanted you to do. Not in like a manipulative way, but like she was like hoping that would be the one that's like, oh, you found a good entranceway for that point for her. Like she was actually like low key asking you for help, or like advice.
Yeah, and I think I say to just both of them, and I just say, if we're gonna be on this ship, you'll find that we all get to our destinations a lot quicker if we're not going against the wind. If we're all flying in the same direction. If you get my meaning.
Oh, of course. Hopefully we've given you no umbrage, Captain Blacksail.
No, but open and honesty goes a long way on the sea. You ain't nobles out here. You're part of the crew on the ship. The ship goes down. You're in the murky depths like all of us. So try and be more honest and open. And I start walking out. I'm fine giving advice when asked. You're welcome.
Cool. They kind of like, oh yeah, of course. They don't want to cross you or anything here. We make sure that we are, tip-top shape and we're okay with you.
Yeah. I'm trying to get them to be like, say, be more open, but I also just don't trust that fucking girl.
Yeah, totally. But they pay good money.
That's true.
Awesome.
That does tip everything for me.
Yep. So another notable part of our montage as we're kind of like sailing and traveling through the day. About midday, in one of the days in the sort of middle of the journey here, cries go out above about a dragon attack. However, it's not as clear as that. For it's not actually dragons, but it's a small flock of wyverns. That's a family, a squad. What do you call it? What's the collective noun of a clutch? What's the collective noun of wyvern?
I want to say pod, like dolphins, but I don't think that's right either.
Swarm, a murder of wyverns.
Murder of wyverns.
Murder of wyverns.
Yeah, so it's a murder of wyverns. They're not like attacking your ship or anything like that, but they do come down and begin to sail alongside the ship. They kind of like pass and swoop around. You can see that they like a couple of them they kind of like roll over and they kind of like go near the mastheads of your ship with a wyvern on it, and then they go back up. They're like, oh, they thought they saw a wyvern down here, but it's your masthead. Like they don't attack. They just kind of wing around and sail. Everyone gets a good shot of wyverns. If anyone's a good artist, you could probably have a cool indentation. But picture how fast they're going and just their adroit flying. They do that sort of like skim off the water, that sort of like picks up the water, like the shot of the X-wings flying real low in Force Awakens kind of thing, like picking up all that water as they fly around. Like they're just doing that kind of stuff. They're just like having a grand old time, like dolphins in the sky.
Dolphins in the sky.
Yeah.
Sky dolphin.
So I guess my my intuition of saying a pod is not wrong, but I looked it up, and the most common one I've found is an airy, like similar to you call
E-Y-R-I-E.
I put it in
Or A-E.
chat, yeah. A-E-R-I-E. Like eagles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's an airy. Awesome.
As you do. As you do.
So,
yeah.
I was gonna say, did I find out anything about the weird hangover thing over that downtime thing?
Oh, yeah. It is. You know that this is a benefit. So how about this? I'll explain to you mechanically, and then you can tell me a little bit of how this works for you. And this, I'll let you customize it for your own taste here. But this is a perk of your keep as a pirate ship. Your pirate ship works so that you can drink as much as you want, and you don't get a hangover.
Nice. This would be good, and also
So yep.
the drink will go fast.
As long as you own the ship, as long as you are captain, unless like you denote the next captain or anything like that, this is an ongoing effect. Now I'll let you, as a sorcerer, as a religious sailor, as a captain, whether this is just a morale thing, just a supernatural thing, or what, I'll let you kind of flavor that for me. And what's your take on how that works for you?
So, the thing with Procan, the like the symbols are just like wind chimes hung up. So there's all these like wind chimes, on the ship and things like that, also to help like denote like wind and things. But I think it's the same kind of just like camaraderie, and just kind of like group morale. That's also a lot of it as well. Just kind of going on that tale of just being like the pirates out at sea, and you know, blood, water, and alcohol are in our veins.
Okay. Cool. Part morale, part it's you're officially sailors now. It's in our veins.
Yeah.
Awesome. As far as things to do for your ship, you're not going to have it available just yet, but eventually you'll be able to upgrade your ship. When you upgrade your ship, it's going to cost enough money. I'll give you those numbers later. But once you pay enough, I think it's like starting right now to raise your stronghold type to the next level is going to be something like 5,000 or so. So from 1,000 to 5,000. And when you do that, you can increase your carrying capacity of your ship. You can also, that means increase either hauling extra things, or you could also hold up to another set of like marines, or improve your marines, that kind of stuff. So you can have extra crew types and those types of things, extra space, extra cargo space. Basically, just overhauling your ship to make it better and bigger.
If you would allow, I did actually have an idea. At some point, like halfway through, I did want to have like a ceremony, and then if Kay wants, I was actually going to name you my first mate.
Yeah, you have to name my first mate. That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Let's have that ceremony.
Okay.
What is it like to name a first mate?
I think for this, I think Daquan definitely does it at night, like high moon, like full, and like on the ship just all these like lit candles. And there's just this kind of just like ominous kind of like sea shanty like tome being kind of like done and run out. Very like Jamaican voodoo-y kind of a ceremony, like the way that he does it.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's kind of like what it looks like.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. So from there, this will be a good time to go to our quick little break. So we're gonna be back in about 5 minutes or so. Okay. For more
Nice.
Savage Tide. So don't go anywhere. We see you guys in about 5 minutes. Hi everybody, welcome back to the second part here of the Savage Tide. Let's get ready to rumble. Right. So we're making our way through Chiclea Bay up to Fort Blackwell. When everyone's smooth sailing, the weather is fine, crisp, warm. Let me go ahead and advance the calendar, which I forgot to do during break. To keep track of the days here. So it was you guys left off on the 13th, and we have gone 1, 2, 3, 4. We've gone 5 days. So now we're on the 18th, God's Day of Reaping. And yep, it's a nice hot summer's day. It's clear. And on the way to Fort Blackwell, you encounter not necessarily an issue that needs to be fought with, but a like off the port bow, you see a pretty angry large fish. In fact, it is larger than a normal fish. It is actually a type of dinosaur.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's called a ichthyosaur. I had to look it up. Boy, my typing skills are not as good as they used to be trying to spell ichthyosaur. But it's a little angry and ornery. The big thing you have to worry about these things is that the damage to the ship with their large fins and saws. Not so much like, I mean, if you fell into the water, it would be a problem, but it's more like trying to make sure this thing doesn't hurt your ship. So you see this thing off in the distance. Maybe it's a couple 100 feet away, and you see that it's closing in to get a better idea of what you are and what you're doing here.
Would I know what it is and like that it won't hurt us unless we make the first move?
It won't hurt. It's gonna hurt your ship. It's gonna make the first move to hurt your ship. It's gonna try to bump your ship as like hey, this is my space. Get
Okay.
out here, right?
Gotcha. I'm okay. Now I know what you're saying.
Think of it like as an ancient swordfish.
How many times larger than our ship is this thing?
It's not much larger. No, it's not. It's not anywhere close to that. This thing is probably it's the size of a compact car.
Okay.
Yeah, your ship's way bigger than it. The problem is that this thing is still gonna
so there's still whales that are larger than it easily.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This thing's not
cool.
gargantuan or anything like that.
I thought it was for some
Totally,
reason.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. It's big. Like it's like bigger than it's like a twice the size of a sunfish, maybe.
It could easily eat a person, but it's not going to eat our ship.
Yeah. This thing won't. It could eat a person, but like only if it was like already dead. Like the thing's mouth doesn't really do that. It's like a long kind of mouth. It's like better at snapping things, not like grabbing a big old chunk like a shark's mouth is. Right? It's more narrow.
Okay.
It's more for like grabbing fish. But the problem is that these things ornery and covered in bone and spikes and stuff. So like if it bumps in your ship, it's like, oh man, I don't want to repair that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So-
We'll have
so-
to do the carpentry minigame. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So trying to avoid this thing is going to be kind of on the table here.
Dickman is definitely at the helm, and he's just like swinging the wheel to move away, and he's trying to tell people to adjust the mainsail so we can get the most speed to get out of the way.
Okay. So the idea here is you're going to try to dodge it rather than maybe try to. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool.
That's his plan. I don't know what anyone else is doing.
I mean, Finny would point it out to you and just be like, we'll be safe, but it's going to cause, structural damage. We don't have time to repair, so we should avoid it.
Yeah. That's about all we know about these things right now.
So she'd be totally on board with you just trying to dodge it.
Okay.
Yeah. See.
All right then. What's going to happen here is, can you give me okay, here's what's going to happen. It's going to make a series of attacks on you. And what you can do is basically, if you can control the ship well enough, I'll give you a benefit to your ship's AC. That's basically you're fighting defensively. as you're like trying to just dodge things. You're not trying to like line up your shots or anything like that. It's basically like how well you are at countering these things' attacks, right? So like getting your crew, getting everyone on board here to do this there to improve your AC here. If anyone else wants to like jump in here and talk about like if they want to do some sort of like skill challenge, some type of skill checks here to improve the efficiency of the ship to make it more defensive and more agile to avoid the ramming attempts of this dumb fish.
This big dumb fish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not a smart fish.
Weight onto the far whatever side of the deck we're turning towards.
You're doing what?
I'll just move my weight, my large body weight of
No.
being a
That's
big
not gonna be
person.
enough.
Well, with what I got.
Well, you got better than Finny because she's got nothing.
Can I Shield of Faith?
The ship?
Mm-hmm.
Normally no, but can you make a what I would say yes if you can make a good prayer here. So like make either like a cool role-playing prayer or a knowledge religion kind of check, and I will let you confer the Shield of Faith benefits on the ship because it's not
Okay.
normally made for that.
Yeah, of course. So Korik is gonna go and stand like, I guess, where at the very front of the ship.
Yeah.
And he's going to pray to Istis. He's gonna say, Istis, it is by your divine fate that I am on this quest as your champion. Do not allow our vessel to be harmed by this creature, for it will slow my progress on your. It would slow the progress on the.
Your crusade, your quest, or yeah.
Yeah, on my crusade, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah, totally. Cool. Make a religion check at advantage.
Cool.
Just how paladins can confer benefits to like their horse or whatever. I'm imagining the thing that your vessel that's carrying you. You're basically channeling that sort of ability here. Okay, that's a 7. That's okay. So it's going to work, but there's going to be a complication. That's what I'm going to give you instead. Which I won't tell you what it is yet. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so it works. That's all you know, is that it works.
Great.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. Does anyone else want to do anything for the ship? To give you some perspective of like what we're dealing with right now, this thing attacks with a +6. The AC of the ship was 14, with 2 + 2 from the Shield of Faith is now 16. Is there anything else you want to do?
We can try to kill it. I don't know what else
Just
to
wait.
do.
Yeah. Yeah, you could try to like if you could force the thing to like realize that like or whatever.
I could
that's
throw a
possibility.
javelin at it, I guess. I guess while everybody else is running around, I'll go and I'll get one of my javelins, and I'll like look to Daquan like, I think I can hit it.
Go for it. Anything might help.
All right, I'm gonna chuck thrown javelin at it.
Okay, so you're not just gonna fight. You're not. So Daquan's not just going to try to steer the ship away, but you're gonna steer it in line so you can like everyone can throw their javelins at it.
No, while we're steering it away, Bajko is going to throw a javelin at it to try to discourage it from following us.
Okay,
Mhm.
got it.
Make it like
Okay.
difficult.
And I'm going to go ahead and use my inspiration on this one.
Okay, attack roll.
Yeah, there
yeah,
we go.
you definitely get it.
Yeah.
You
I'm
rage it?
not actually raging. That's not
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Yeah, so you do 7 points of damage to
that
it.
rage button.
Yeah. Okay. But it just keeps coming at you right now. like like you see it, like it connects, right? And it does like one of those kind of like shakes, and it just keeps coming at you.
I think
Oh.
Vinny looks over at Korik and just says, "Now might be a time to impress some people."
But it's so early in our journey.
But it's my precious.
We might need it later.
That's like me. I hold on to everything.
Yeah, need those Phoenix rises,
Phoenix Downs.
Fan Downs, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's yeah. I mean, well, I'm just like more than the damage that I'm doing with that throw. I want to be like with navigating away from it and also attacks coming towards it. Maybe it's not best for it to change course and follow after us. It's kind of that's my theory, at least.
Okay. Also, I was mirrored this whole time, and it was bothering the hell out of me. Fixed. Sorry. Anyways, my camera is mirrored. Yeah. So you're dissuading. It's not enough to dissuade them right there. But it could be. You just need a little bit more firepower. Like one javelin throw is not going to be enough to stop this giant, like raging bull kind of thing.
I'll shoot guiding bolt at it,
Okay.
and I'll use my inspiration.
Yeah. So like
We have
imagine
ballista,
if you would right now, think of like half of its body, like the top part of it with a sort of like spines, like bony little spine protrusions sticking up as it's like just swimming at you. It's creating that huge like dagger or like arrow shaped wake as it's like cruising at you full speed. And it just your javelin at super far distance like hits it, flies away. Guiding bolt. No.
Istis is pissed by whatever Korik did. Istis is mad.
All right,
Sea
Josh.
is
Now
not my domain.
it's your turn. It's your turn to command the crew to get the ship at a lockstep, ready to go. So this will be a vehicle check, I guess, but it's like charisma because you're like commanding the crew.
Okay, cool. So I have a vehicle proficiency and now you have my charisma. You said we had like ballistas, right? And like javelin guns or something?
Nope.
No, we have okay.
You can get those. You can get either
Right.
two
That was
ballistas
it.
or one light catapult.
That was
Right
it.
now.
Okay, cool. Okay, yes, I'm just like, put down the mast, shift it to the side, go, get those ropes tied off. And
We
I'm just
need
like
speed.
turning the wheel.
Yeah, totally, exactly. As you're like hurling as the ship begins to like do this
21, I never fail.
drifting. 21. Hell yeah. Cool. So it's gonna get a +4 to its AC, so it's AC of 20. So that's what you're gonna. So it's gonna attack you against an AC of 20. An 11. No, it dodges.
We were totally fine the whole time.
It's like he did it just this big.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like a big wave.
Yeah, you do. You're like a matador. Like it's coming at you, and then you're like go, and like as soon as you turn, it like just miss your ship, but then it begins to come around again, like a boulet, and it's coming back at your ship again. What's the plan?
I'm gonna run out of javelins, but I can toss another.
Do we have nets on the ship?
You have rigging. You don't actually have like fishing nets. You're not a fishing
Okay.
ship. Fishing ship. You have a bunch of marines.
Yeah, why don't you tell them to do something, like fight this thing?
Oh, I thought they were throwing with Finny as well. Like some of them were. Yeah,
I
I'll.
Just
Not-
me
not-
and
not-
Boschko's
not
throwing
Finny.
a javelin.
Bosco, sorry.
I thought they were the ones that were like doing the
They're doing your rigging. They're the ones.
sails and stuff.
Yeah, they're doing the sales stuff for you right now.
Okay. Okay, so I'd probably then get some to assist Finny then, if that's all done, since I'll like We're doing all right now.
I'll stand beside Boschko, and after Boschko fires off a javelin, I'll fire off a guiding bolt.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far away would you say that I might be from this? Creature?
It's less than 100 feet, as it's closing fast.
Okay. Could I abjure enemy and make it go slow?
What's the word? What was the term?
Abjure enemy.
Abjure.
So this.
Is that a paladin thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I mean, it sounds awesome. Yeah, well, what is it?
I sent it in the chat. So as an action, choose one creature within 60 feet of you that you can see. The creature must make a wisdom saving throw unless it is immune to being frightened. Fiends and undead have disadvantage. On a failed save, the creature is frightened for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. While frightened, the creature's speed is 0 and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed.
Yeah, you can absolutely hold it down.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to scare it.
So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. And I can tell you for a fact this thing's wisdom is not great. What's the DC that I'm trying to beat here?
Let me see.
It's B or spellcasting.
Yeah. You're right. It's a 12.
Well, it's a 7. So what does Istis abjuration of this enemy look like that keeps it in place?
It kind of looks so since it failed and it like can't move,
yeah,
it looks
it's
like...
stuck in place. Like your abjure enemy goes off. So like I'm wondering like what does that look like?
Yeah, so I think it kind of, for this, is because it's like a water creature, it looks kind of like so you remember in like Korik's vision there were like the holographic like web.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same like holographic tendrils like turn into like a net and like hold it there.
Yeah, all the threads of fate keep it bound in this web of mesh and holds it there. Oh, that's awesome. And it's like a dumb fish, so it's just sitting there going.
Yeah.
And it's like trying to like wiggle, but it can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And cheers. Yeah, cheers go across the ship as you're able to hold it. I mean, it lasts for a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably enough time for you to make sure you can get away. Right, it will pursue you. Like basically, yeah, the encounter's over. It will pursue you for a little bit before it gives up the chase because you guys are just too fast for it now.
Nice.
But nicely done.
Yeah, Finny looks over at Korik and just like gives him a big thumbs up.
That's a good trick, Korik.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Istis would be proud.
Yeah, she would.
Awesome.
I agree.
Cool.
I don't know about Istis, but I'm proud.
Aww.
Okay. Awesome. Is there I don't know, anything to say or so like after that, or anything you want to say to like the crew or anyone? Because everyone, you saved the day here.
We better get a move on. We have I can't think of the word again. We better a crusade again. We have bigger enemies than a simple fish.
We have to find him first.
We have to get to the fort so we can finish this up.
Oh, by the way, I was looking it up. Then the other common, no one calls it an ichthyosaur. It's a maultooth, is what it's normally known as. So this was an ornery maultooth.
Nice.
Maultooth is a much cooler name. I will concur.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's an Ichthys. That's a mouthful.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna need. So this is like the first half of your journey. I'm gonna need one more navigation check, for the latter half to get to Fort Blackwell.
Cool. I get my first mate with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Help me.
first mate, could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you? I need you to roll a couple things for me. So I
Okay.
need Josh to do navigation check, but I need you to do some supplies for this journey and do some supply checks here for me. Can you roll just a d6?
Yeah. Sure.
Is my
You're good?
doing this by advantage?
Pardon?
Is Finny happy me in this, or am I doing
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
solo?
This is sort of like before you did like these navigation checks. This is just a check on supplies and things like that, and everything's okay.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I rolled my navigation.
Yeah.
Ooh, 8 this time.
Okay. So, what I'm kind of doing here, so you guys can, so you can know, so you can maybe game the system a little bit. I'm countering sort of a like everything is about a week is sort of like the large span of time, and what happens within a week is sort of what this represents. So every week, I'm going to need our ship's first mate or quartermaster is going to be sort of like doing like the inspection of supplies. Where are we at right now? And that means rolling a d6. On a 1, it goes down to a d4. When it goes down to a d4, it goes and you roll a 1, they're gone. That's how supplies go down.
Yeah.
So also, I need everyone to do sort of like these navigation checks, right, for each part of the week. So the first leg of the journey, your supplies are fine. You had supplies. You just left the harbor. It's not like they could be gone. This is the next week, right? So for this one, for the navigation check, this helps determine sort of like the danger and quality of this leg of the journey here. And the skies this time are going to be the issue. We're dealing with a storm.
Daquan is very happy.
Oh, we are. Okay.
That sounds like Daquan, really.
I mean, like, he knows the dangers, but this is just him and his god, like the storm and all of that jazz.
This is a religious experience.
Okay.
Bajka will bring tea to Tiffany where she's getting seasick in her cabin.
I like that we just assume that's what's happening because 100%. Daquan just looks around. Where's my first mate? And you just hear somewhere.
Yeah. So
character.
so you're dealing with severe winds, which means that you're going to need to be checking to make sure the rigging and everything's okay. And it's coming from next week. I'm gonna have these dope ass tables for myself. I don't have to roll these individually. Cool. So it's tailwinds. So what was giving you such a good boost early on was a storm coming off the Medio jungles. That's been actually was following you, and that sort of air pressure was pushing you, but now it's pushing too fast that it's overtaking you, and now the storm has caught up with you.
And now we're in this middle of the storm that's going the same direction we are, and so we're just going to be stuck in it for all week.
Basically, and so it's basically bashing you from the back. So it's still like giving you progress and momentum, but the problem here is that like all the seas are like, it's super choppy. Some splashes are coming up above deck, and we got some rain coming down, right?
Gotcha. Well, Bajka's going to continue trying to learn the art of seamanship.
Okay. Well, it's no longer learning. You need to put these things to test here, maybe to help out.
Yeah, he's learning in a much more harsh environment. I figure more of this is gonna be him like climbing and rigging and stuff, and just using his sheer muscles to like haul stuff and hold things and steady other people who are doing delicate work, that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah. So the problem here is so just so you know what's on the table for a piloting check. The chances here that I'm going to need is that if the rigging isn't good, this could damage the ship, which may require a force of repair check about your supplies. You could also be unable to control the ship and be subject to the winds, right? Which means you might go past where you want to go, or end up having to spend a little more time out at sea as you basically get back on track. Okay, so like those are kind of the issues here. Damage to the ship, and potential like additional navigation hazards. But I need help from you all to tell me what you're doing in order to stop these threats here.
So my throat went instantly dry. I think Daquan is just out again, making sure that the crew are tying down the sails, that they have heavy sails out instead of like the lighter ones, making sure that nothing's being like torn, just standard cross-checking really. I think that's what he's doing. Is he's just like barking orders.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And the Marines were doing, the camera kind of like circles around the deck of the ship as like various Marines. Like there's this one girl is like basically like holding like two ropes, like pulling down, like helping like someone else. There's like everyone's just doing their kind of part here. But so like this is going to be another like one of those charisma navigators checks. But I want to know what other people are doing. There's a chance things like athletics to help with this stuff. If you wanted to test your skills with navigation checks, you could do it as well. But I would say athletics is at disadvantage because you are while you're trained at it, you're just holding things. You don't know exactly what you're doing. You're just that like maybe this rope shouldn't be let go kind of thing, but you're not exactly sure how to like make it better.
I'm willing to roll that. That's exactly what Bajko is doing.
Yeah.
You're
just helping Daquan hold the wheel, just like don't let it turn this way.
Don't let it turn over. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the 14 is a pretty decent number for
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh.
Katie will be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Katie, Discord in all its glory decided that it would be a good time to update.
Yeah, you're back.
Are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Discord does this all the time. It's not a big deal. Welcome back.
It just all of a sudden just stopped.
Yeah. We were just talking about what we're doing in the storm here. And right now, Korik is basically...
I heard Bajko's. I didn't get to Korik's.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So Daquan is basically telling everyone to like do what they're doing with the rigging and keep the lines down. And while you're doing that, Korik like rushes over and sees like the wheel next to Daquan spinning and holds it.
It's Bajko.
Bajko, I keep saying that. I'm so sorry. And I'm looking at Dempsey's face because I'm gonna ask them next. What's up? So what's Korik doing?
Hi, Korik's working alongside the Marines. He's pulling a rope, doing strong boy things. He's got the strength of 3 men, so he's pulling as many ropes as he can that need to be pulled.
Are you doing the athletics at disadvantage, or are you doing the navigation check untrained?
I'm gonna do
sea vehicle untrained. I keep saying the wrong.
I'm gonna do the athletics at disadvantage.
Cool. Yeah. And also, when I say those things, they're not the only options. If you think of something cool or creative, then you want to do that, always let me know, and we can adjudicate it as we go.
Yeah. See, Korik's 2 best things are strength and scaring people,
Yeah.
and you can't really scare a storm away.
I
So,
was gonna say that.
um,
I flex at the storm. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, easy. Okay. Yeah, you all
Mhm.
you all are really pulling through here. Awesome. Yeah, so the
I've
ship's
been
getting knocked around, but everything's kind of okay. And Finny?
I've been racking my brain trying to figure out what Finny could do to help.
I mean, blessing people is always not a bad idea. But
I mean, she could perform a prayer.
I say she stays below deck and doesn't fall off of the ship.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's enough help right there. You don't have to rescue me.
Yeah, I mean, dealing with passengers' concerns, making sure things aren't going around anywhere, making sure everything's okay. That's all like pretty okay.
Yeah,
You
she
can
will do
just,
that then.
You just maintain the rest of the ship. You are the first mate, so like there are definitely it's kind of like things that that could be done that need to be done. For example, you could execute like what Daquan's doing. So like Daquan could do something else while you're like telling you to order everyone to ship, because basically you two are the only two people that really kind of do that in terms of the hierarchy of a ship. But okay, yeah. So you're gonna be dealing with everyone down below.
Yeah.
Let's go with a. Well, that makes a lot of sense because you're also like hella seasick, aren't you?
Boats do make me seasick. It is
Yeah.
my flaw.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that makes sense that you're below deck, because this is the worst. This is the absolute worst for you. Yeah, so you're trying to, like, comfort people while being sick. So I think that's just like a persuade check, right, to keep everyone calm.
Yeah, I think knowing that I would have to be doing that, I would say a little prayer to get my knowledge of the ages. So I would be proficient in persuasion.
Sure. This is being proficient in bedside manners.
Yeah, so 14.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So no one's like panicking. Everyone's okay.
She's just telling everybody, Daquan might be an asshole, but he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's what she's telling everybody.
No, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. As like there's definitely like a huge swell that like splashes over the deck. It like comes in through one of the windows of the ship and stuff. And it's like it's like yeah, there's a lot of water. There's like there's a couple inches or so of water in the level of the decks that you're in. It's just it's a ship. That's what happens. Water gets in the ship. It's nothing. Your ship's not gonna sink or anything like that from this. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's just part of being on a ship.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that. You guys you're able to traverse the ship enough, because Daquan, you got a 19 on that test, right? You're muted?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Sorry.
Awesome. Okay. Yep. Good. You need to beat a 15. So for the, as quickly as the storm came, the storm leaves you. The sounds of gulls and stuff comes back as the skies kind of goes from gray to gradiated back to blue as the front continues off into the water. Everyone, you guys are doing okay. And the next thing that kind of happens then would be the let me go ahead and make one more check.
Flying sharks.
Yep. Okay. You're okay.
Nice.
Everyone, the next thing comes up on the horizon is the walls and of the Fort Blackwell, as well as sort of like that sort of hook coastline. And then it's kind of like a smash cut to you guys coming into port, right?
Nice.
Anything? Yeah. Unless there's anything you want to say, I kind of do those things. Just assume that if you want to like interrupt me and be like, hold on, there's something I want to do. Let's do that. But otherwise, we smash cut. Yeah, so you guys have to get inspected when you land at the port. You know, this is a normal event because this is kind of stuff looking for if you're part of the Scarlet Brotherhood and that kind of stuff, or trying to do anything that they should know about. It is an independent fort, so that's the things they got to deal with. But everything's kind of goes as planned. There's nothing. The folks who inspect your ship are pretty much like up to code or so. There's nothing super sketchy about them at all. A lady by the name of Lyrith kind of like reviews, is kind of like the head of the sort of like squad of guards here that are just making sure everything's up to snuff. And they look at your manifests, and this is the part where they're like looking at your supplies that you brought and that kind of stuff, right? So let's go ahead and do this, right? So we spoke about earlier your market research.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the part where you get to roll some dice. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you roll a D7 for me, Josh?
Sure.
A D7 and then a D10.
5. Do you know what a D10, Kay?
Yeah, I can roll a d10.
You were the partner in crime in this.
Hey! There you go. They needed those spices. So you made 1,000 gold off their spices, but you only made 500 off their whiskey.
Nice.
1,500. That's not bad.
So you made 2,000 and 1,500, but because of the, you just got an additional 1,200, so you made 2,200 total off your 1,000. So you made 1,200, 700, 1,000. No, I messed it up again. Why can't I do math? You made 1,500 total.
Okay.
No, you made 2,500. You made 2,500 minus your 1,000 gives you your 1,500 on top of what you made, a profit.
Yeah.
So you made 1,500 gold.
Nice.
Nice.
That's what I was trying to do. I'm so sorry. Everyone there is like watching the show is probably just like, oh my god, Eric, stop being a fucking accountant. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, right. So that's what you did. So you recouped your costs from your expenses from originally, and that's how you make your money now. Trading and selling stuff here.
After they, Finny and Daquan, I guess probably go to auction or whatever to sell the stuff. Well, whatever they do to some mercantile's place.
Yeah.
I want to go and try to find that Ural Feral.
Yeah, it's a Turl. It's Turl Market. It's kind of like the name of the place because this place is run by a governess, Governess Juliana Turwal. And yeah, so that's what's kind of going on. Oh, thank you, Jim. Yeah, so you're doing the market. Okay, so is that cool? Daquan, do you not want your first mate around doing this stuff? Is it cool if they go off to go see the Church of Hieronius?
She'd totally tell you what she was. She's not hiding it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think once we're off the ship, like it's like whatever, right? Like it's your own time at that point. Like because I still see it as though like we're still like that mercenary group come together kind of thing, but it's like on the boat, it's kind of like there needs to be like a set chain. But after ship,
you give ship leave. Yeah. So everyone's given ship leave.
She would definitely tell you where she was going though, in case she didn't come back. She was trying to find someone named.
Oh, I'm going.
In case I get lost.
Oh, of course, going with Finny.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
I don't trust Finny on her own.
No one should.
Yeah.
Finny's the truth.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not when you get to the it's very generous to call this place a temple. It's very much a shrine to Hieronius. All right. However, there's about like it's a small little like group of 3 or 4. I imagine something it's a renovated sort of a kind of a house downtown in the middle of this fort. So you want to go talk to Ural?
Yes.
Okay. Ural comes to you. You knock on the lion's head.
I'm gonna call him Earl now. His name's Earl now, Eric.
He isn't Earl. He's Earl Ural. You knock on the lion's head door, right? And you hear like this cough and sniffling behind this big huge door, and this man who looks like he should be like on his deathbed, Like, he is so pale. His hair is just like a complete mess. And you can see that he's just like covered in like sweat and sick. And he's just like, we are. How can I help you?
I'm sorry to disturb you. Are you Ural Farrell?
That's me.
I'm sorry to be intrusive, but are you all right?
Yeah, just once, and he's like fumbling with a bottle. It looks like a light blue bottle. You know that this is like a lesser restoration potion, and he like quaffs down the lesser restoration potion, and he's like, I hate the taste. But he can form a better sentence now that he's had it, but it basically squaffs the symptoms. And he's like holding his stomach. I don't think you should be here.
I just have to ask you a couple of questions. It's all right. I'm a cleric. I can take care of, sickness.
You hear some other footsteps approach, and an older lady. It could be like Errol's wife, right? Someone about the same age, or maybe like sister, is here, and it's like, Earl, what are you doing? I told you I would get the door. Come on. And he looks at you, and it's like, sorry, our chaplain's not doing very well. And she's like getting ready to comfort him and bring him back, and kind of like looks at you. Can you reiterate and repeat your sentence to her, like your demands?
Well, I have to ask a couple of questions. I found your name in a book, but if you need help with the shrine, I don't mind lending a hand.
Of course, a cleric as well. And Cork, are you here too?
Yeah, I'm here. Looking all scary in my
Yeah, and they're like,
slimy skin.
Very well. Are you looking for services for this one? Gesturing to Korik and their skin.
No, Korik is
I'm not dead.
Fine. I just have some questions about, and she leans closer, like, and lowers her voice. I'm an Ebor.
And Ural like coughs a lot. He's like, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. You mean?
I found your name in a book.
From the Crusades. No less. Those are child stories. Don't believe everything you read in a book, kid. As he's like getting right back. It's like, sorry, can you come back? They're being very tepid about this. You could totally persuade them if you wanted to push yourself. You totally could.
Yeah, I think she's going to. She's like, how? Korik and I can help anything you need in the chapel. If I don't have much money, but I can donate some. Korik can do some work. She's just volunteering Korik. But
it's like sitting behind you.
But I just need answers, please. I don't have many questions. I just need to know what you know.
Okay. Look. And you can see his wife is or this lady is like, are you sure you want to do this, Earl? Kind of like situation. And then he's like, no, I'm kind of okay. And he sits down on a bench. In front of you all is a inside this place. It's a very small little like sanctuary kind of space. There's a couple pews or a couple benches, and then there's sort of like a little like metal, like a nice metal cast iron kind of like gate situation set up. Behind that is sort of like this little marble raised dais, and on front of it is like a marble hand that's like almost like silver or like black marble, like holding a sword. It's the sign of Heronius. Or sorry, I guess is it holding down? I don't remember. But yeah, it's just like the symbol. And there's a couple like candles for ambient lighting in here. But yeah, it's like very very formal. I think it like very much like kind of like what you would imagine a old English church kind of sanctuary kind of get you, right? Something like super special. But yeah, he's like, I can do this. Don't worry, Larice. I got it. You know, and yeah.
As she walks in, she follows him and she says, by the way, this is Korik, and my name's Finny. It's very nice to meet you. Thank you for taking your time with us.
It's a pleasure. I think it's like, forgive me if I don't shake your hand.
I understand.
How can the Church of Erroneous help you today?
I need to know about the Demogorgon.
Dabs his
Everything that you can tell us.
Well, what do you know so far? Start there.
I mean, to be honest, not much. I know that he's trying to destroy this world, which I think goes without saying. That's sort of what demons do. He had there were these pearls that caused catastrophic destruction. And we don't know how they work. We don't know how to defeat him. If it comes to that, there's no information.
Can you describe these pearls?
They were small, weren't they? They were pearl sized, right? Regular pearl size? Or
like
were they hand size? Like
hand size and
fist
melon
size?
size, yeah.
Okay. They were as big as my hand, and they were dark and black and just radiated a horrible energy. And it was the same kind of thing that I had in a vision once of just darkness. And I don't know much about them, but I know it's not good.
Well, he's like studying, like thinking on what you're saying, and he's like putting together a little bit. It's like, so, Korik, and what happened with you? What was your experience?
The pearl changed the people that it affected, and those that were affected cursed me in a fight, and Vinny here brought me back, but I almost lost my mind. And when I came back, I was like this.
Well, a true miracle from Istis. That is a rare thing indeed, friend.
Yes.
Well, if you happen to have an extra miracle from me, this old man, I would be
She
very happy about it. Something
Finny
to
actually smiles and reaches out to like pat his hand a little bit, because she knew he didn't want to shake her hand, so she's not going to force anything. You know, she just does a little pat.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I can always do the best I can do, and that's pray. Maybe help out in your chapel here.
Well,
Do some good.
my luster restorations only help the symptoms, but not really making me get any better. Listen, do any of you know how to remove disease? The rituals?
Nope. Lesser restoration can end one disease.
Not this one. It needs a
Okay.
greater restoration.
Okay.
Similarly to Korik's condition.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if it wasn't with less restoration, if it was like that, then yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, Finny just shakes her head.
Very well.
I can always pray to Istis to change your fate.
Well, have our own ways here. He says, try politely. The sword and righteousness.
Of course, I would never overstep that.
Can you do me a favor? Can you make an insight check?
Sure.
Natural 20.
Yep.
There is this when he's talking about this disease and stuff. You see, like through his robe, like there's like a bulge on his stomach, like a baby kick, or like grew for a minute and moved. He doesn't realize it.
Can I ask
he's
you...
hiding something.
Yeah. Can I ask you what disease you've been inflicted with?
Something I ate. It'll be fine.
Can I use divine sense?
Oh yeah. What does that look like?
So Korik kind of just like closes his eyes. He doesn't do anything like super physical, like meditate or anything, but he just closes his eyes and like tries to like attune his like other senses to the like area around him.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of weird, but I imagine it's sort of like this, like you see the sort of strands of fate again, and like it kind of like it pulses out and it sends that sort of like woven grid-like thing, and then like the different contours of the grid and like change color based on sort of like alignment and how it all balances together or something like that. Kind of like an echo, like a sonar like wave, and it's just like that's how it sort of like reads out.
Nice.
Yeah. So what does that tell you?
It just tells. Yeah. So I'll put it in the chat, but
I think it's like undead and heavenly creatures, right?
So it's you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you. That is not behind total cover. Oh. Yeah. You know the type of, but not its identity.
No. It's neither of those things. Which should be pretty distressing. It doesn't tell you alignment at all, right?
No.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Obviously, the shrine is consecrated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that, you know. Yeah.
I think that it would probably be in everyone's best interest if you told me what you know. I mean, you're clearly not in the state to help defeat anything, but if I have the knowledge, and me and my companions can probably do some good. And I think that's what Heronius would want.
I don't know how that... I'm not sure what else I can tell you.
She like leans closer. Are you all right?
He begins to cough. And his coughing fit that like he's had earlier doesn't really stop. Begins coughing a lot. And then like...
She's going to...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it's like then like he starts coughing a little bit of blood and like wipes the blood from his mouth.
She's going to cast Lesser Restoration on him to ease the symptoms. But while I'm doing that, can I get any sense of like what might be afflicting him? Like with a medicine check or something?
Yeah. Like from the bulge and that kind of thing, you might be able to infer something.
Okay. So I'm definitely going to do Lesser Restoration at least, and that's going to be sort of my excuse to get close to him. And
you should, yeah, like it's already clear that something supernatural is happening.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but it's not celestial or fiendish or undead.
Would it, just a quick question, would it make sense for me to roll Arcana over Medicine? If I know it's supernatural?
Yeah. That
Okay.
would probably be better. It would give you a different
I
result.
didn't want. Yeah. Okay. So I'm casting less frustration.
Yeah. In other
letting
words,
my
Katie, before I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's fine.
What's your intention? What do you want to find out?
I
What's wrong
want
with
to.
them?
Yeah, I want to find out because I know this isn't a. I know something's wrong here. I've seen this bulge.
What's the cause of the symptoms?
Exactly. Yeah, I
Right,
want to
okay,
find out
yeah.
if this is similar to anything I know.
Yeah, that would be. Let's do Arcana.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No. I mean, it makes sense though. You haven't seen this before.
Yeah, that's true.
This is also something that's very rare.
As she's close and casting less frustration on him, what's wrong with you?
Like I said, it was just something I ate.
What did you
He doesn't
eat?
know. He honestly doesn't know. He's not lying to you. Your insight check would tell you that. He's telling you. He's telling you what he knows.
Yeah. She sits back and looks at Korik, and then looks back at him. This isn't something you ate. I hate to tell you that.
What else could it be? What plagues me here?
Look at your stomach. Is it
Yeah.
still like undulating? Is it still moving?
He can't. Yeah, it's undulating to you. Like it's something like out of like annihilation. Like it's like writhing, but he doesn't see it. He's like, what?
You don't see that moving
And he's like, looks backwards. Like, what are you talking about?
on your stomach.
My stomach's fine. What do you?
She looks at Korik and like
Korik, you see it
can you
too. It's
see
not.
it?
Yeah, he's not like he literally just doesn't. He can't see.
No,
it.
I get that. I was seeing if,
Yeah.
if Finny was like crazy. If she was
Yeah,
the only
yeah,
one who
yeah,
was seeing this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you definitely are seeing it. Like, it's part of. It's clearly part of these symptoms is that like it hides it what's going on.
I don't. I'm gonna touch it, okay? Just trust me. I know it's weird. Just trust me.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach out and touch it and see, like,
Yeah.
do I
It-
feel any kind of evil warmth? Anything like,
Cold. Feels very cold. Feels
Okay.
very, very cold. But as soon as you touch him, that's the sense that you get, and you feel the little like writhing like thing in it. And then like it goes away immediately, and as he like recoils off of you in pain, like you just like stabbed him. Like that's how bad like the pain was.
She looks at Korik with like
It's very
worry.
Yeah.
Korik, this is bad. I don't know what it is, but this is not good.
I don't know what to do.
I don't either.
This is beyond either of our skills.
Yeah. Yeah, something's bad. Something bad's going on.
I don't know what to do. Katie doesn't know what to do, so I'm just fucked.
Yeah.
Can I hold on. Let me make sure I read this right. No, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, no, I can do this. I think she's going to like look at Korik and look at the man and just say like, give me just a minute. I'm going to try to consult with Istis. And looks at Korik and is like, keep an eye on him and take care of him.
And it's like, can
Of
you
course.
put out those candles? It's so bright.
No.
It's not very bright. Like it's clearly
Yeah, I
it's
figured.
affecting his eyes.
She's going to
Right.
just dip away into like a place in the corner or something. Take out her her needle and string, and she's going to cast augury.
Okay. And what?
And it's a ritual, so it's going to take 10 minutes. But
Okay.
And she just told Coric, keep an eye on him, because don't know what's going to happen.
Make sure an alien situation doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. So she's going to just hold her needle, close her eyes, and just ask Istis, whatever is going on here, does this have to do with the Demogorgon, or are we on the right path? And she's going to start swinging it to see which way it swings.
You get nothing.
Oh no. Yeah, I think she I've gotten into narratively she tries again, just to
Yeah.
she's confused.
And
But she
but the answer is nothing. That it's
Just-
not
yeah, the
related.
answer's
It's not related.
Okay. So she stands up, puts her needle away, and looks over at Cork. How's the guy doing now in these past 10 minutes?
Bad. You feel like he's stomach's gotten bigger. And he's just moaning in pain.
She looks over at Cork.
The other lady here, right? Lara,
Yeah, I was
it's
about
gonna
to
be
say, where is she at?
yeah, she's like, I think you should go.
Do you know what's wrong with him?
No, but at this point, only Heronius could save him.
I'm gonna put a scaly, slimy hand on her shoulder, and I'm gonna say, maybe you need to go.
What are you talking about?
Because this man is clearly very sick, and we're not sure what is going to come out of him.
What are you talking about?
So maybe, please, just wait in the other room.
Okay.
Are we getting the instance that she doesn't see it either?
Yeah. You get the impression that she doesn't see what's going on. They just see that he's sick.
I'm going to walk over to the man when she leaves the room.
Okay.
If you believe that Heronius can save you, then we'll leave, but this is bad, whatever is happening. And I might be able to help if we try to cut it out.
Okay.
Yeah, she just looks at him. Sort of, I think she's pleading herself.
Yeah. She gives you a couple healing potions, right? It says this is beyond my ken. I'll be praying from, wherever you tell me, but I'm going to be praying for him.
Yeah, she walks over to the guy. I think we need to cut this out. I can make sure you don't die. And we'll heal you afterwards. This is a temple, of course. I mean,
You have 2 healers here, so.
Yeah. You're in good, 3. You're in good hands.
Yeah.
I think she just looks at him like, I know I'm a stranger, but we're on the same side here.
Okay.
Yeah, and if he agrees, she'll try to cut him open.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Make a medicine check for me. Oh, what's up, Cork?
Oh, I was gonna say we should probably tie him down, maybe.
Yeah, I figure
yeah.
we get him laid down and everything, and give him something
Yeah.
to bite on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also gonna be holding on to him for lay on hands.
Yeah,
ready to go.
I've spared the dying, so. Okay. Make a medicine roll.
Awesome.
No, it's not.
Yeah, his whole stomach is like a swirling blue, like kind of like corky fish skin. And as you begin to like cut into him, his stomach, he just screams in pain, and then it goes silent as unfolding from his from the stomach as it just bursts out is a giant blue slad covered in his guts. Way too big to how it fit in him, as it just kind of like unfurls itself. It hits its head on like the ceiling part and like the chandelier thing above you, and just like rips it down. And yeah, that's where we'll call it for today.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, slads.
What the fuck?
It's a primordial creature from
Yeah.
chaos. Awesome. Good shit, everybody.
Great.
Yeah, so that's what we'll call it today. Good times.
Rip.
Well,
I'm glad I didn't go with you.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Well,
Me too.
Korik
Yeah.
has saved my life at least 5 times. This is no different. I'll just do it again.
I'm glad I came.
Yeah, because imagine if I'd been by myself.
Oh God, yeah.
So let's
Can you
do
imagine having to fight a blue slab by yourself?
yeah, let's do some
GTFO.
outros.
I'm Katie. You can find me on Twitter at KatieFace. I do a ton of games all over the internet. A lot of it is on Off the Table. Our new season will be starting up very soon. Tomorrow we actually have one of our new games, a viewer game with Golden Sky Stories. It's going to be so wholesome and sweet, and it's taking place of our dramatic Burning Wheel game, which is what we need. Thursdays I'm on Scraticus's channel at 12 to 3 running D&D 5e viewer games. Tonight I will be on my channel at twitch.tv/KatieFace, start with the first session of a new Masks campaign. So that's going to be fun. I think that's about it. Yeah. Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm Dempsey. You can find me on Twitter at DempseyDMC. And I don't really have anything to plug, but I'm super excited to be back because it feels like a lifetime since we've played, or I guess I've played. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
And I am ProStarter. Super glad to be back. Catch me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all under the same name. Thank you for having me, and allow me to be my pirate boy life. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kelsa. My desk automatically moves up and down when I hit buttons by mistake. You can find me on Twitter at Kelsa, Twitch and YouTube. It's Kelsa Delphi. I also am on Instagram, Kelsa Delphi, where I post pictures of my really cute dog. Although I haven't done that recently, I need to get on that because my dog is very cute and y'all should be able to see her. I got some Polaris coming up on Thursday. I'm really excited to be playing Polaris Longform, so it's going to be our second session of it. I'm pretty stoked.
Awesome.
Best game.
It's so good. It's so good.
Love it.
Yeah. It is really good. It's really, really, really good. And I'm Eric. Once again, apologies for the everyone's on a cell phone level audio quality, virtual audio cable codec problems. I have to fix it. I did a recent reinstall of Windows, and that's kind of where everything's at. But I'm Eric. You can see us here next week, Tuesday, same Savage time, same Savage place. Right now, this is kind of like one of the only games I got going on that's streamed. I'm having some other D&D games and stuff right now, but mostly this is my only stream game for the time being. I expect way more from me going forward just on Twitter. So yeah, that would do it for us today. Thank you all so much. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for everyone sharing. And thank you for the Greyhawk channel, as always, for having us. Thank you very much, Mage and Sage. Thank you. Yeah, it's great. I appreciate it. And yeah, thank you, Beardbarian, for coming back. I know we're just doing the outro bits. But you have, if you watch the VOD for the last couple of bits, you're a nice little cliffhanger to end on. So with that,
Yeah.
we're out of here. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.